So today we are here to give certain updates and make certain clarifications for the interests of Sierra Leoneans. The Electoral Commission for Sierra Leone has conducted a series of elections. I think the last election was the 6th, since the introduction of multi-party. And we are guided by, as a commission, by the Constitution, by elections acts, several elections acts, by standards established over the years, either national or international. So today we're here to interact. The approach of this interaction, we have prepared a statement on key areas, but we will also be responding to questions after the statement. You are free to ask questions in Creole. If you care, you can also answer questions in English, because this audience or this information we are sending out is not only for people who speak English, but for our people in Sierra Leone, many of whom cannot speak or understand English, and they will prefer language that we can all communicate in. So you can speak Creole to ask questions, and we can also respond to questions in Creole. So now let me go to the press statements before we come to questions. Feel free. It is your day, it is our birthday. So we are celebrating the birthday with the media. In other words, it is the anniversary of June 24th. So we are celebrating this birthday or anniversary with the media today. And I hope Director of Communication, you provided the necessary logistics or refreshments for our media friends. Very important. So let me go to the press statement. A total of 2,789,808 registered voter turnouts in the June 24th, 2023 elections, exactly 1 year ago, with 52.88% being female and 47.12% being male. The 2023 elections recorded one of the lowest invalid votes, consistent with the recent trend in reduction of invalid votes. 2007 recorded 7.30%. 2012 had 4.70%. 2018 first round 5.20%. 2018 runoff had 1.24%. And 2023 will reduce it to 0.39%. This is due to the robust electoral education strategy put in place as part of the 2018 Election Observation Mission recommendations. And this trend has been continuing even in primary chieftaincy elections, as shown in the table below. For instance, Falaba, the Kwenadugu, Yeria, Chiefdom, the voter invalid votes recorded is 0.5. And what is interesting, for this election, you had 23 candidates contested for this PC election. In Gawa Chiefdom, Kenema, you had 0.3%, where you had 7 candidates. And in Bond District, Banga Kemo, Chiefdom, you have 0.8%, where you had 6 candidates. In other words, those who are questioning whether the data, the invalid votes for the 2023 presidential election is genuine, was not manipulated. We have seen the trend of downwards movement of invalid votes from 2007 on to 2023. So instead of celebrating that as an achievement, we have people who are questioning that. And the other interesting thing we need to also understand, you look at the 2018 elections, where you had series of political parties in the first round, where we recorded 5.2%. But then when it came to the runoff, you only have 2 political parties. And these 2 political parties, the symbols of APC and SLPP, is well known to everybody. So when you go to the station, many of the voters, they are only looking for the symbol. They are not even looking at the faces, who is on that ballot paper. So it is easier for people to vote correctly for the parties they want to vote for. And then when we use the proportional representation again, it makes it easier for people to easily vote for the candidates of their choice. So it's good to note that. Another information is that on Tuesday, 11 June 2024, the Commission presented the annual Amotitiya Election Report 2023 to His Excellency, the President, Dr. Julius Maada Bio, in line with Section 32(12) of the Constitution. This report is intended in the legal provision which demand the Commission to submit every year annual reports. But because we had elections in 2023, and therefore the annual reports, we decided for the first time to prepare election reports, which the annual reports submitted to the President, and that report we are going to share with the public once it is laid in Parliament. We have forwarded the report to Parliament, so we share the details of the reports. It is good for research purposes, that it is also good to understand how we went about the election. It's not only on the election day, but all activities we undertook up leading to the 2023 election. We are not only going to distribute the report, we are also going to engage with stakeholders. That's what we have started today. Engaging the stakeholders, engaging the public to tell our own story. Over the past 12 months, even before the elections, there have been so many perceptions fill the air that has created doubts about the integrity of this institution. So we've decided to go back to the public to tell our own story, so people have the option of either believing us based on the facts we present, or say they still trust what has been prepared against the Commission. The report also provides gender analysis of nominated candidates, voter turnout, as well as elected representatives. The report highlights status of the implementation of the 2022 to 2024 strategic plan, providing indications of how far has the Commission progressed in implementing its programs and activities. I'm sure every electoral cycle we have submitted strategic plans. We have also reviewed recommendations. And this time around, we have decided to give accounts how we are able to implement the strategic plan. Therefore, for the strategic plan, which has over 100 and something activities, the Commission, at dates, we have implemented 64.67% of the activities of the strategic plan. We have 14.97% of activities that are partially implemented. we have 15.57% of activities in progress, and we have 4.79% of activities are yet to be achieved. These details are also in our election report. In other words, if you are grading the commission based on the implementation of the activities, we are within B plus and A plus, because we already have 64.67% and we have 14.97% partially completed. So by the end of the year, by the end of the electoral cycle strategic plan, which is this year, we are confident that we'll be able to implement up to 80% of the activities outlined in the strategic plan. And some of the evidence you can see from, you have been to this building before 2020. You can see the progress, you can see the improvements, even in the infrastructure. If you have been to the warehouse, you can also see the difference. You can even ask staff within the commission in terms of the welfare, in terms of the systems we have put in place. So in other words, these are activities or achievements which are not apparent and which people are not interested in. But
this is a different kind of energy. That game
are part of the processes we have gone through. I think it is also crucial for the Commission to talk about our participation towards the cross-party committee on electoral system and management bodies review, known as the tripartite. When the pronouncement was made in Parliament by a president that he was going to set up a committee to look into the electoral system, as a commission, when we came back, we were a little bit concerned. But when we analyze the situation, when we look back and reflect on what has been happening over the past 6 elections, the President was right to set up a committee to look into the electoral system, because as he mentioned when we submitted our reports, he has been victim and he has been beneficiaries of the system. In other words, he took the Electoral Commission to court in 2012. When we conducted the election 2023, APC had questions about the system. So it was good that he set up this committee. And therefore, as a commission, we decided that we have to fully cooperate with the tripartite, or the committee set up, the tripartite committee. The launch of the tripartite interparty dialogue meeting, we were invited, we went there, we represented the commission, one of the commissioner went. As their work progressed, they sent us requests for certain information. Out of the information they requested, we provided about 70%. There are certain information we did not provide because we classify this information, and it has nothing to do with the relevance or the TOR of the committee. I will clearly justify why. Subsequent to the provision of the information, we are also invited. Remember, the committee is not only looking at the 2023 election, but rather all elections conducted from 2007. I was invited, and I'm aware other commissioners were invited, but only the chair of Umfa Kamara, who conducted Umfa Konneh, who conducted the 2018 election, went. Madam Tok did not attend the meeting, but we went because we were confident in what we did. And they had questions, over 50 questions, which they had prepared without our knowledge. We went there for easier of the administration of these questions. They shared the questions with us as they asked the questions. So we were there, answer to all of these questions, and the questions were not asked by individual, by a single person, but rather all the representatives, both SLPP and APC representatives on the panel. They all asked questions, a pre-prepared questions, and we answer all the questions. At the end of the day, I think you saw the photographs after the interview. It was very friendly, and some of them even to a point asked my staff, hey guys, una clap for una chair. Then we came back. After a few days or about a week, that was when we received another letter. Let me clarify this. Before we went for the interview, when we received the first correspondence from the tripartite committee, it was signed by all the committee co-chairs. But subsequently, when we were invited, the letter was signed by the expatriate secretary. So as a commission, we said, no, we have set the standard. If any correspondence is coming from the tripartite committee, it has to be signed by the co-chair. So the letter went back, we responded in writing, and then the letter was subsequently, the invitation letter was subsequently signed by the co-chairs. So on that basis, we went. So when we came back, we received a letter only signed by representatives of the APC and the committee, requesting us to provide clarification on several issues we have addressed, either in the document we provided or when we appear in person. So our response was just two paragraphs. A, that the letter was not properly signed by the co-chairs, and B, we have provided the clarifications they were seeking from us, either in the document we submitted or when we appear during the interview for 5 hours we were there. So that was the letter. If you have seen people referring to us of that we are bluffing, we cannot escape justice, we cannot escape. We just wanted people to understand that we have always expressed our commitment to ensure that we support whatever genuine intention we have to improve on the electoral system in Sierra Leone. That's why, even in my statement to President, I stated clearly that as a commission, this is not the first time we are reviewing the system. Every elections, we review electoral system and then bring on board issues that were concerned for the outcome of that election. So we are not against any review. So we welcome whatever recommendations that will come out of the tripartite committee. In fact, I was saying this morning, maybe we have to borrow from the English League or the FIFA to introduce VAR in electoral system. We all remember, before 2-3 years ago, or when Ferguson was the chair of ahead of Manchester. That's not there. Liverpool there, and Liverpool man they talk. We easiest target is always that. So they have introduced system that will assist referees. So if at the end of the day the electoral recommendation is for this commission, when they are doing elections, to transmit the results from the field to the center, to project, to publish disaggregated data, let's have the law. We don't have the law. In fact, when we attempted, before the elections, when we attempted to introduce transmission of results from polling center to our centralized system, so that it would be easier and faster to process and know the result, that was kicked against by the APC. The Peace Commission called a meeting at Biltumani Conference where we had international partners, even ECOWAS was there, and discussed this issue. And one question they asked, I remember even the ECOWAS, one question they asked, Mr. Chair, if you do not introduce this new technology system, will it affect the election? We say no. We say, okay, for the sake of peace, abandon that. That was, we had prepared, we had bought, we have developed a system that we automatically, once the results are counted at the center, it is photoshopped and transmitted directly in the presence of political parties. But they say, no, no wonder one day. Then say, if we send out, we send the result at the cloud, and then from the cloud, somebody deal with the manipulator before the result comes up. So they say, no, no one time. We say, okay, fine, let's go by the manual way of doing things. So during the period of the election, we all look at we know what are the provisions for the result management. The other issues which has been propagated against the commission is that we did not follow the procedure for result management. The ECS would like to inform the public that the 2023 results announced conforms with the standard of announcement of election results over the past electoral cycle, 2007, 2012, 2018, as directed under Section 92 of the Commission, of the PEA. In other words, from 2007 to 2018, results are counted at the stations, at station level. Party agents, observers present. Results are entered into the result reconciliation form, and copy of the result reconciliation form issued to political parties and then posted on the wall of the centers or the stations. These results are placed in the tampered evidence envelope, sealed in the presence of the political parties, and put there in the box, the empty boxes, or the ballot boxes, sealed in their presence, and then the coordinators of those reward areas will collect these results, take the results to the district offices, to the district election managers or district election officers. The district election officer will collect all these results, take them to the regional tally centers. I think in 2007, there was only one center, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, National Tally Center. The subsequent election, the commission introduced regional centers, where the results are taken to the centers, are tallied in the presence of political parties, observers. We have photos for 2023 tally venues of observers sitting and watching the process. Some of the claims they have made, they had no access to where these data, the results were entered. We recall constituency 110. We recall what happened in Kabbalah in the by-elections, where ballot boxes were taken. So therefore, the only way, we tried it in 2018 at the National Tally Center, where we created transparent glass barrier where people will sit and see what is happening. It's not opaque. It's not opaque at all. It's transparent. So what introduction again, a new addition we made. 2018 election, we all saw the frustration of the time it took to announce the result. So as a commission, we decided to increase on the number of manpower that we do the intake of the results and then process. But it's like you are sitting there, then I'm walking from here. The results reconciliation envelopes were taken from where the observers are, register and taken to, in the presence of this observer, open and given out to all the entry clerks. And we have double entry situation. If I enter the figures here and I take giving it to you, the figure I enter should correspond to what he is going to enter. If there are any changes, it will not accept for it to go through. So these processes were explained before the election to political parties. We demonstrated at the warehouse how we are going to do the election. Nobody objected. We never said we are going to project results. We never said that we are going to project results. Until the day for the election, when they were tallying, that's why when the opposition, especially in the north, they started demanding that we have to project the results for them to see. So that has never been part of our policy or regulations we developed for this election. So we went ahead to do the tally. And they were there. Throughout the process, they were there. We have the register where they signed. They were present throughout at all the centers that we created for the tallying of the results. So in other words, what we are saying, we follow the standards that as an organization, as a country, we had established from 2007, 2012, 2018, and 2023. The procedure of tallying did not change. The introduction of new system we wanted, they kicked against it. So we had no options but to go revert to the procedure, the standard we had established. I also want to talk about this new cliche about disaggregated data. It started from the registration. You see, it is always good for people to be honest. And honesty is guided by the facts and your knowledge about the circumstances. These two political parties have existed before many of us were born. They are in politics and they do anything to win. But what is unfair is when you use the institution to appease your supporters. It's like after every football match, the supporters are angry with the coach or the team manager. And then the team manager will come and say, no, not the referee. So that's what the political parties are doing to ECSR. The only way they can get your supporters to believe that they won the election, but somebody took it away from them, is to look at the referee. Misinform and turn the fact, what America they call alternative facts. When we were doing the voter registration, it has never been a situation where voter register, disaggregated voter register, issued to political parties 2 months or immediately after the field capture of data of voter register. It has never. But the moment we concluded the field capture, when we were even developing the provisional list, we had the request coming from the opposition, and then subsequently NEW also came asking us they want to audit the process. So we asked, what do you want to audit and why do you want to audit? To give credibility to the process. What credibility is lacking in the process? So we deny outrightly on the basis that it has never happened. And secondly, these are provisional data which need to be processed to ensure that we correct whatever mistakes, to ensure that we include whoever wants to change the allocations. So we said we are not going to give any disaggregated voter register. But we'll give you the voter register once we conclude all the activities necessary to have a credible voter register. So that's where the problem started between us and our friends. So when we concluded, about 3 or so weeks to the election, we finally gave out in hard copy, in soft copy, to all political parties. But there comes again the honesty of politicians. Before we went to the Bitumani peace discussion, APC was saying we have not given them this data and they were going to pull out of the election. But when we came, we had given them before the conference, but when the conference, we had the discussion, they came back and said, oh yes, actually now ECSL give all the data we will be asked for, so they go participate in the pool. Is that honesty? We have given you this document a week or so before this meeting, and then for you suddenly to come and say, no, not and Dewey. So the intention about all of these issues, which we are dealing with post-2023 election, the foundations were laid before even we get to the pool. Before even we got to the pool, we have already been blacklisted because people at the end of the day, we have a reason to say we won this election, but because of credibility, lack of integrity of the Electoral Commission, they denied us our victory. So that's why I'm saying political parties should completely forget about blackmailing the electoral management body. They should take the responsibility of politics as their profession or as their business with genuine intention. Get the resources. Don't go and raise funds for international observers to come and observe and give you credence. Raise funds for your party to have observers at the police station level, at the talent center, so that they will monitor and account to you. If you say the ECSL result we declare is not in line with what you have, but you've never provided what you have. It's like the Quran. When people say the Quran, Quran is not correct, God asks them, just provide one sentence of the Quran and tell me whether the Quran is something that was created by man. We have provided results, summary, district aggregated data. If you think that is not in line with what you have not even produced even the Falaba results to show that your result is against what we have published. And the issue of disaggregated data, it is not something that you can just pressure, you can just say Mohamed Konneh producer. No, it's not part of our law, it's not a precedent. So therefore, it is not something you just say produce this then all case done. No, we're not by anybody. You have the opportunity. We provided the environment. We provided the space for your agents to be present at every polling station. And they were all giving result reconciliation forms. Ask your agents to produce them. The opposition in Liberia won the election. They had the resources. They collected resources in order to monitor their elections. They even used private helicopter to go to different hard-to-reach areas to collect their result reconciliation form. But in this election, or in all elections, you go to the north, you will hardly see certain area, you hardly see SLPP party agents. You go to the south, certain areas, you hardly see APC party agents. And when you ask, they say, no, they will go beat with funding. They don't allow then they expect ECSL, who they are, will they receive the result the way they're not processed, then come with them, you say, no, not to this result, you suppose forget. No. So we train our staff, we provided the logistics, we give them the code of conduct for them to conduct elections. It is our responsibility to provide a space. It is not our responsibility for make political parties, for develop results for the political party, for counter what will they produce. We don't produce what will they produce. And the law being clear. It was part of my statement. If the results not satisfied, you're not satisfied. Not only a political party, every citizen. You can go to court, Supreme Court, to give us, to demand us to provide whatever information we want. So going forward, as the commissioner had said, we are open. We are not saying we conducted the best election or we conducted problem-free elections in 2023. But we did our best to ensure that we comply with the law and we meet the international standards, and the results we declare represent the will of the people as demonstrated as they cast their votes for their choice of candidates. Other than that, if you have anything contrary, we need to move forward. They have said a lot. I want to appeal now to the political parties. Go and organize your parties. Go and raise funds for your party to be effective in monitoring election, in participating in elections. Forget about ECSL. Whatever we do, we have always brought information. We have always shared our regulations to political parties. And if we go against the activity, the policy, the regulations, it is your responsibility to hold us accountable. But don't hold us accountable on your perception without proving any fact. Thank you so much. Yeah. Maybe one last point to talk about. One of the claims in the tripartite, they are saying there was overvoting. We release the votes, we release the valid votes, we release the void votes, and the total. The law is clear what is overvoting. Let people that know misinform you. Overvoting is a situation where the number of registered voters for a center or a station, the number we then cast exceed the number of registered voters. In other words, if this station we have on the voter register, which we share with the political parties, we have on the register 300 registered voters. Then at the end of the pool, you have 305 or you have 400. That clearly is an overvoting, and the law says we should immediately cancel that vote. So for this election, we will not receive any evidence, we will not receive any reconciliation form where it contradicts, where they above the registered voter in each or any of the stations we declare the results. So we want for dispel that, where people then say they are starting station 300 and something, and not possible. If that be possible, then for don't they pull their centers and they, if for don't they not the record.
The system they reject us.
In fact, about the reconciliation center, we have programmed all the center in the system.
Yeah.
So once you enter figure above the voter registered figure for that center, it will not even go on. It will not proceed to anywhere, not even at the first entry. So the question of people saying overvoting, you not get any water for hold. Now that made them be pass a law after 2007, where law not be there, where they say any overvoting, where occur, you know, where you vote more than waiting register, therefore nullify that result there. Now that made for violent in 2018. We say now any violent occur at any station, we cancel that result. So as I say, regulations will always be amended. So if going forward, we therefore introduce the VAR let's bring it on our laws. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chairman. Today I was very so comfortable. Okay, we've listened to the Chairman and National Exam Officer. I'm sure we'll have some questions. So we'll take questions, we'll take 5 at a time, and then we'll allow the Commission to respond, and then we'll come back and take another set of 5. Okay, so Andrew will move out, Mr. Kanu will move out to the right, and I think the first person to comment is please ask only one question.
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Joseph Turi from SLBC. One of your statements, you say ECSL will ready for implement the recommendations for the tripartite committee. And in case a recommendation in the committee the report, then in ordinary law, which is ECSL will do.
Yes. We named Mahmoud Silla from the Nature newspaper. According to the law, every party agent gave ordained a polling station the start of the voting. So in case ECSL did the polling station at 7 o'clock when the voting for starts, then there's no party representative nodding. So what the ECSL can do in that sense.
Thank you.
Isaac Unisa Kamara, the Compass newspaper. According to the commissioner here, he told us that the president has been a victim of the system, at the same time a beneficiary of the system. So I would like to know if there are ills or disadvantages which the president has been a victim of those systems, of those disadvantages, and now he's not a beneficiary of those ills. And where are these ills? Why?
Voice of Salon Radio. My question is according to the Electoral Commissioner, we been try for say now that the party they cry for more especially the opposition. When they be right to now, waiting at the things they wanna make clear to them because now the thing they need to be still they insist on one know as media people then.
Yeah, my name is Bobodan Kamara. I write for New Citizen newspaper. The issue of my name is Bobodan Kamara. I write for New Citizen newspaper. The issue I want to highlight on here is the issue of lack of public trust from the ECSL. That is not for do with APC or SLPP because the present government back then in 2018 accused the commission, say they went ahead for announced election where counting still take place, and even this 2023 we don't see similar thing like that. Done accredited international accredited international elections observers back say the record series of mathematical impossibilities in the tabulation of this 2023 election. So my question to you, Mr. Commissioner, what do you think say we need for do for try for restore public trust as recorded in the TRC report? Because most of the institutions, they are ECSL and the others now, 6 out of 10 Sierra Leonean we ask, we don't get pronounced at one or the other. So that's my question.
Okay, thank you very much. I think we've got up to 5. And I'm sure we'll now allow the commissioner to respond, the chief electoral commissioner to respond.
Okay. All right. Okay. My colleague will come in and then the technical staff, operation, IT, they are here, will come in to respond to some of this, to add beef to whatever I'm going to say. If recommendation is not in line with the law, surely all the recommendations that we implemented for the 2023 elections, many of them were not part of the law. So what we did, we had extensive stakeholders engagement, developed policy towards legalizing these recommendations, and we included them in the public elections bill that we took to Parliament, and then was passed into law. So it's the same procedure we follow. If recommendations are not part of the law, we ensure that we work with the necessary stakeholders, the government, civil society, to develop policies and then forward to the Parliament and for their consideration. And I'm sure they will do the necessary thing. Of course, party agents, it's not a responsibility for ECSL, for party agents to be present at the polling station. Our responsibility is to issue accreditation to political parties and their agents, transportation, or to represent, to be there. It is the responsibility of the political party. So that's why even the regulations we develop, where party agents fail to sign the result reconciliation form, that will not negate the results. In some instances, they will say we are not going to sign, but we will process the result as long as it meets our processes and procedure. The questions APC requested from the tripartite, basically they were asking for disaggregated data. And we clear on the disaggregated data that we are not going to provide any disaggregated data because it has never been done, it's not within the law, and it will not add any value to what they were doing. What the law says, what their terms of reference said, the results as announced by ECSL, and the law says district summary, regionally certified district election manager certified results, the regional commissioner or regional returning officer certified results, and the national returning officer certified results. And we provided all these results to them from 2007, 2018, 2012, and 2023. So we did not provide any disaggregated data for 2007. We did not provide any disaggregated data for 2012 or 2018. So therefore, 2023, we're not going to provide disaggregated data. So public trust. Public trust, as I open my statement, is a matter of perception. And your perception, public perception, is driven by the leadership. If you go to the Southeast, you ask about perception or the level of trust on the ECSL, you will see higher rating. If you come to the Northwest, you ask for the perception of ECSL, you will get lower rating from what you get from the Southeast. Before the election, there was a perception survey conducted by IGR, which rated ECSL about 60-something% in terms of trust. So before election, even in Parliament, with all the noise, when we went with the public elections bill or the approval of one of the commissioners, all the political parties in Parliament then, they commended us the way we had prepared ourselves for the election. So public perception is about interest. When we were doing voter registration, there were a lot of cries in the Western area, and I decided to go in district to district. And in all the stations I visited or centers, the question I asked the party representative, even on the election day, this has always been my trend whenever I go to a station. Who are the party agents? Yes, APC, SFP. How do you see the process? We are fine with it, no problem. It was the same thing for voter registration. But when we come here, we hear the leaders saying something different. So it is about your interest. The interest and persistent, continuous repetition of that interest will create the picture of being the fact, the truth. So that's the problem we have. And it is unfortunate, the generation we are now, with the social media, you can sit somewhere and just narrate a story. Just in a room, just narrate a story. Then it becomes perception. It becomes the fact based on the audience. Very recently, somebody posted on social media, Mohamed Konneh, we don't send him family in America with different name, with diplomatic passports. Why they are with me family? So these are some of the things that we are, as election management body, it's not only us that have to really guard our electoral or democracy, but us as a citizen, we need to come out where we have the facts, where we doubt the story, to get the story from the people affected. Otherwise, if we just say we listen to Adebayo audio, it's a problem. A few days ago, the perception we are talking about, people said they were coming, right? And because of that, the whole city, nobody came out. Very few people of us came to our offices. The economic impact of that, because we had to believe that when somebody say, "Let come out," people they come out. At the end of the day, nobody not come out. So these are some of the issues about perception. Our responsibility as electoral commissioner is to ensure that we provide the environment, we open the space, we tell our story, we bring inclusivity into our processes. But then it is up to those that are supposed to work with us to give out the correct story to people. Rather than hearing, when we come here, you go out and say different story. So by that, we open up, we work with people, we explain what we are doing, and then the people will be the leaders, we transmit that information correctly to their supporters, so that gradually will build the perception of the institution. Commissioners.
Yes. I would like to address the question on mathematical inconsistencies.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
And I think if you read the reports, what they are saying is the turnout for presidential elections is different from parliamentary elections. But we would like to provide an answer to that. Now, firstly, you know that on polling day, there are a lot of people, the security, polling staff, and even party agents, who will not be able to vote in the centers where they registered. And we allow them to vote. But you can only vote for the presidential elections as per our procedures. So if you add all these figures, the security forces deployed, Ecsl, SLP, and the 92,000 polling staff, and all the party agents who are allowed to vote. So obviously the turnout is going to be more for presidential elections than for the parliamentary elections. And even if you look at the 2018 EU reports, you will see that because it's the same procedure, the turnout is also different. And if you want to do that research, I refer you to page 60 of the 2018 EU reports. You will see the variance in terms of the turnouts. So in terms of mathematical inconsistency, definitely, because we allow other people who are deployed on polling day, who will not be able to go to their own centers where they registered to vote, we do allow them to vote. And because of that, there will be an increase in the turnout for presidential elections than for parliamentary elections. Thank you.
Right, thank you. Thank you very much. I think we've answered all the questions. Now we want to move on to the next.
Yeah, one.
Yes. Okay, Commissioner Alpha.
Yeah.
Okay, Cherry handle that also.
I mean, good you ask that question, because that's how we avoid misconception that president benefited from system. Just look at what they say, water they drink. You get so many particles we can do under. But when you take something under, everybody they with itself. Would I not the away in not see 207 where SLPP cry against the election? 2012, President Guna court. 2018, APC not congratulate President. They say they're not satisfied with her. So what would they say? The system where they condemn now, where everybody they say this system is not correct. Now the same system we don't use from 2007, 2012, 2018. So now we don't say this system is disadvantage one person or the other. So basically now in that sense they talk about the system don't get any problem. But people then don't say this system are where they use. I mean, for example, even the appointment of commissioners. Now be done, the president always be done the appoint. The same procedure. This commission will meet here, where then they talk say now one regional commission, one region commission, they staff there, and not recruit up to 10 new people there from outside, from where Akanaya. So they were recruited by previous commissioner and chairs of the commission. You understand? So, but then they will create a situation that when we don't Canada and we don't bring all the Southeastern and pack it in Naya for able to do whatever they think say the commission they do. So in other words, if we now don't get the experience, say the system we need for improve on that, let's all work towards that. So if you've been good there, President Nkrumah benefit from it. President Madabio benefit from the system. Then it's also good for 2023. If we not say it's not good 2007, 2012, 2018, then they all benefited from it. So it's not something where we can say, now Mohamed Konneh changed the system. No. Now the law. So let us all sit down now and look at the law and see say, as I say, if this one, first way the issue of our voting can not be there, right? Then we bring the law for overvoting. 2018, we see violence. We say, okay, let's bring the law for against violent election. So this year, when they say let's introduce VAR, thing that way done they happen before, we will don't accept as a standard and best practice in our context. We now say no, we don't want it again. Then let's introduce VAR. Thank you. You want that?
I just want to add to some aspects of what Chair say. I happen to be one of the oldest serving staff by then and now commissioner at this commission. Just as you say, Chair, we can put parable, they say what is good for the goose is good for the gander. Along the line from 2005, when we joined this commission, we began what they call the 7 steps reform matrix, where the then chairperson, Madam Christiana Top, introduced. Now, being as a result of concerns that we don't come up from the 1996 and 2002 elections, immediate post-conflict elections that this country be conducted. And after that, as a commission, we strive to see how best we will capacitate to start them. Some of we join this commission, we not ever know it's in a tribalism. We not ever know it's in a regionalism. But along the line, there have been reforms, legal reforms. The reformation take place in line with laws. Not only 2 political parties, Lord knows say we have more than 2 political parties in this country. This past election will conduct, now about 13 political parties that participate. So Lord not just they restrict with concerns on only 2 political parties. But back to the issue Chair already addressed her. Somebody will come and say this law, and they do put them into place for suit me convenience. But that very law we don't put for suit inconvenience, when you don't go into opposition, it don't be contrary to what we don't say. So now that's can be the type of project about the president, somebody being victim and beneficiary. One person who wins today will tomorrow cry down the system. And when it in opposition, we say, wait till me don't agree for, I don't agree again. At no time in the history of this country, we don't ever give disaggregated data. Me we don't hear Commissioner Kruma, we don't hear among the commissioners, past any of the colleagues, we don't ever produce her, we don't ever do one. And when we go to the tripartite committee meeting day, we tell them they will. Not to me say we don't tell them. Even after we don't tell them, now they write letter back for tell me. Say they want her. They pass one guy, they say appetite they come out tomorrow. You know if you say tripartite to me, they say appetite they come out. They say they dance. I just put me glass door, I saw back, I leave now go. The perception, the gullibility of people then gullible. Once you don't corner write small things, send them to them. They will go by it. But we remain to be steadfast as a commission. The chair will permit me for that talk small or more, then the next set of questions they come. Because we say now human beings then. We are in this country, we know they go no side, now here we dey. But a lot of things that they go around about we are human beings. We are part of the system. But one assurance one give now for say, wait till we do 2023 for conduct the elections. And not different from the elections that will be done to conduct. And we stand by the law. And nothing not the bend we not I, we know the bend. Waiting to know the truth, now we live by. I thank you for the addendum.
Thank you very much, Commissioner. So I think we can go at the other end now. Look for the one I will cancel, you know, it will be
I mean, Ibrahim Tango, newspaper. I really commissioner say the opposition raised form of foreign international committees. Which opposition specifically they talk about? Then one man, the commissioner, I agree with you, say if bad laws are laws, because all within emphasize bad laws, that will change that to good laws. Thank you.
Next person.
Yeah, thank you very much. Sayo Kamara, editor-in-chief for Times newspaper. These are upload that you will learn for talk to you as well. The commission has that Konneh, Mr. Alpha, I don't emphasize on the issue of what is good for the goose is also good for the gander. So putting emphasis on that, so is it that what you do now where they well create the alarm? Because from what the commissioner Konneh talk say the perception of people then if you go to the south, that is all well and good for the ECSL. If you go to the north, northeast, a different thing. So are you happy with that kind of perception as a national institution? Then secondly, is it the payback for the president because he don't suffer a lot? Thank you very much.
You want? Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Let us stick to the rules, please. One question at a time.
Alfred Peter Konneh, New Vision newspaper. Yes, sir. Mr. Commissioner, sir. You not think say you late respond, don't they create tension? All this why not be they respond to why not be they say them things there so now tension on the as it is now. Nothing's now as a result of the late response where you be saying I mean just silence and I not they say anything. Secondly, when I talk say the why make we get massive okay just one. Yeah, let this one go and say okay, thank you. You said the turnout from the presidential, I mean, so massive as a result of some people have not been able to go now, they start with the register as a result of that, due to some reasons. But I don't know how I do for manage that. You know, things say it go appear because they name the ordinary the voter register. And on our own system, according to you, if
such thing happen, like they reject them because they appear as overvoting. I want to know how to do for manager situation there, whereby people go vote na side way they say they not be registered, with the nominal they not be voter registered. Thank you.
Yeah, Mustafa and we are Ezekiel. Commissioner, I'll draw your attention to the mandate of the committee for the tripartite, the TOR, Roman number 2. It says, request access to all relevant documents, records, and information necessary for the conduct of its examination. Now, for the sake of transparency, credibility of your institution, what is wrong if una submit this data to the committee? Or what will be the consequence of your institution if una submit this data?
Good afternoon, Marian Sinagose, Head of Production for Voices Online TV. My question just relates to the previous speaker, the timing, especially where we know we are in the era of mis and disinformation, and we don't see, I would say, the present situation where Salon de rights and because of the 2 months of silence from the ECSL, because if we don't respond to some of them misinformation there, at least we know before the Saudi so today, where after 1 year we still discuss but elections. So I want to know, is it that the ECSL not get the right information for provide to the public where make una dey keep silence, or in other parts of the law for say una for all the updates the public after 1 year? Then the other question, therefore, look at the allegation also where they say una publish results now on our websites after some time una put and on the back, and I don't see you respond to that, sir.
Yes. Right. Okay, thank you very much. We've got up to 5. And now we'll go back to the commission. We'll start with the electoral commissioner and then the commissioners.
All right. Yeah, I made reference to a social media where the opposition was in UK, opposition leader was in UK, and he mentioned that he went to America to get funding at the Senate for Carter Center. So basically what I was saying, for parties, political parties, instead of lobbying for funding for an organization who has its mandate to raise resources, you should raise funds for your party activities so that you have enough representation at polling stations, so that you'll be able to protect your votes, so that you have all necessary documents as an opposition or as a government party to ensure that you are fully participating in the process. So that's what I was saying. I saw it in the social media. Now the social media were holding now. So okay, maybe I need for send the Samora Kamara, Dr. Samora Kamara in UK, the opposition. I saw it on social media, whether it's fact or not, whether it was generated, but that's what we saw. And I even saw a letter was written to somebody in the US demanding explanation. Anyway, that is that. You asked me if we are happy about the perception. No. We want, as an institution, to have a national positive perception about what we do, acceptance of what we do. But the reality is, we cannot change people's opinion. Even where all of this we have done before election, we had experienced severally to political parties, to their leaders, to their leadership. That's why I said when I was going around, even on the polling day, you go to a polling station where you have party agent, they will say we are fine with it. So it is about, like somebody said, electoral commission are often before election. The only way you conduct election, that time you go get first appearance. And that first appearance will either be the public, where then we feel say the result okay. I mean, just like when they watch football. When they watch football, some decision and they VAR they give. When they come back, we say no, that offside they not be offside. VAR don't wait to say. So the perception from you, when are you that whether VAR decision wait to say, even though they not go through the procedure, they not wait to, but to you feel say that they not correct. But you don't know what are the circumstances surrounding. You're not in that room. We said they review that VAR, walk and say don't know more, we see them make that line, right? But you know that there are some laws, there are some rules for letting you determine say now outside, where you're not privy to. So it is about how we explain to our people why you feel say, even though it will get problem, Bewa accept say, it congratulates. Then at the beginning of peace, he congratulated President Ernest Kroma in 2007. He said, even though I don't agree, he said, but for the sake of the country in peace, I accept the results. That's how why make recently, when presidents and the opposition, they hold themselves, right? We see how everybody feel at ease. So this is a sign of unity, and a message to we the supporters. Say that people here, they don't agree for peace. So it is about the perception created by our leaders. If the perception where we don't go around say this commission, all we now Southeast will come out, right? We are not happy about that. But when you ask this and Limba, but because in Ena Mosue, they say na Southana, a Mrs. name. So these are the perception we are talking about. Then they had an abnormal from the heart of Tiniland, Tonkolili, my 91. Yoni for that matter. Nothing Nidis Baka from Poloko. Please na Mende. Mina Mende Madingo.
With Tonkolili background.
So you see, it's not that we are happy about the perception being created by political party about the institution. We are not happy. So we want people to change this perception. That's why we now have started to engage, to tell our own story. It is late according to, it is somehow late, but as an institution, imagine they don't crucify you for 1.5 years before election. You conduct election, they still they crucify you. So we get a policy, we get stages of whatever we do. So ensure that we are accurate. So immediately after the election, what we do? We say go with all the commissioners from everybody. We go, we assess, we say what thing go right, what thing go wrong. From there, we reflect on what thing be done happen. From there, we put together our election reports. And now we don't put to election report. We say it is now time for make we engage the public. So even though it's late, now music and dance. People they don't dance, they don't tire. So now we say we don't dance, they start. With the dance we start, we clarify, let the public judge. We not the same and stop what they do, but we, the factor will get, we are confident they will work within the laws, within waiting, give we the mandate. Somebody say on moral ground or whatever for release, waiting that they ask for. we don't give them what they ask for. Then no party no come forward say they not receive the result reconciliation form. Police station level. Let them come out and say they don't get her. So we don't give them. What did they ask for? They get her. The law say give them. We give them. The law say we don't give them. You take your calculate. You collect at district level. The regional certifier. You count with them. So that result we own again at the website. The district aggregated data summary, the regional, the national, all in our website. We not put any result. Unless maybe somebody be one for put result they way not correct. So the system will automatically reject them. Because we have system. We have system that will deter any intruder. So the result we will put, if you go on our website today, it did it. Signed and stamped, it did it. Yeah? So the one that way, if you get to what yourself, and for use what you will give you for. We'll give you the result reconciliation for let you get access, let you get the information for tally you. If you not use that, not to be fault. Yeah, so maybe commissioners.
Yeah. On this issue of the president, the yields payback, I think they will not understand with it. And what we say now, very simple. Now about the reviews. Review, in a way, is directly proportional to progress. Anybody with a progress in their life, I should say every time we celebrate your birthday, they do an assessment of the previous year. What do you do well? What do you not do well? What do you need for do more? For let you get to which side you want to go. So no election, no they way perfect. We must get teething problems, challenges along the way. And then the building blocks for the next cycle. We then look at their issues and they address them and make the appropriate laws. We go regulate our activities. So nobody no deny where they pay back anybody. Now computer, garbage in, garbage out. Now waiting the people give it. Now we give. We not get no way for do them. Now waiting the people say. Now the voice of the people. Now we make public via the elections results. And whoever not satisfied with them, they look very clear. The Supreme Court is there. So many people don't go there. Before we get to PR, we implement them, we went to court. We've been there. At the end of the day, the courts decide. So moving on, we don't want to let people feel like we'll say, oh, we don't do your elections, we'll not for do review. No, whether tripartite been there or not. Then they make, if you listen where we boss, they say, we go first in a bow. We get to your retreat. We look at what worked well. What did not work well? What needs to be done? That's the essence of the tripartite. In 3 words, what worked well? From 2007 to 2023, what did not work well? What needs to be done? Now the summary, Dandy. So it's about looking ahead. It's about setting the stage for improvement. It don't mean say the entire process flawed. No. You will get half a problem. Even when we go get to 2028, we will get for come back in this room. And people will say, oh, small problem in day. This not be make fine. Look, we improve. Because not until they will begin get recommendations. EOM recommendations, John, they come here after every elections. We they get them. Liberia will get their own. Even though our opposition win. South Africa as well will get their own. Every country, Nigeria gets their own. We've been there for the elections. When we don't compile the reports, they make recommendations, give them. The one where pass na parliament becomes law. The one who not go through parliament definitely not go be implemented. And somebody say, waiting make we not go just give. We want for them to understand, say, we know they do anything outside the law. We're guided by the law. It's about the law. Tomorrow something go bad. Not to because I be want for now the law. Is it in line with the law? If you're not inside the law, then don't expect it from us. Because we defend now the law. So not to sentiments. This thing has to do with the progress of this country. It borders around the destiny of the people of this country. We have to be serious about it. It is not about few groups of people or about an individual. And another day we don't try to emphasize. People now want, look, now they use people them, you know, when they make a fool of people them, we're not able to come out to bring out the real picture. Who say we don't make mistake? Accept that you make mistake. As a commission, we know we lapses. And then we they work on them. We don't go all reality. We don't work on them. I mean, we get stakeholders engagement. Now we first get for bring out the issues then. One of which will be even the talk, the voter registration. When we do voter registration, we realize say that law where they say people can come out to identify people. You know they work. Because none of the people who can identify. You say village headman they stand election. So that is identify. Now the one who go out to vote. You say councillor, it is stand election. Now that they add to vote. So you know they be sincere in the process. We not get a true and fair report as required of them. So some of the things that we don't see them, and we feel that there is need for reforms. So it don't mean say we comfortable with everything. This now we come to salon. Now we all get them. Now we all there. We not get no other side for hope. And nobody not like salon pass me. And whatever we do, one on and say we take oath for doing and we stand by the results. If any other, if the court be asked me, you will listen the other day. If we been go court, they say produce the results, we go produce them. But what if we produce her now, another person take me to court? Or because people they ask me, is it in line with the law? We have provided what the law requires from us. And that's the summaries. That is in the law. Disaggregated data, you have it with you. They have it with them. Now this scatter results, they're not disaggregated. RRF. Now they're not disaggregated. They have it with them. So don't be honest. Thank you.
Just a quick one on the question on the presidential turnout. Now, as part of we policies, procedures, we always make them available in our manual. For the categories they were referred to, like the security forces, them, the polling staff, and even the agents, them, then they only vote na the last station, na a polling center. So, for example, you get a polling center of 4 stations, station 1, station 2, station 3, station 4, then they only allow them for votes na that polling station there. And additionally, when you go for vote, the register at the back, it gets space. So that they write your name there. When we write your name there, we call them addition to the register for that particular station there. So at the end of the day, we they consider them then they add them to the register of that particular station there. So clearly, we get procedures. In fact, the Ecsl, then before the D-Day, election day, and they always give a list of the deployments there, so that we will take notes. Also, you know, if you don't allow them for votes, people have also criticized the ECSL. They say we don't disenfranchise people there. You know, imagine the thousands of SLP, thousands of Ecsl. We employ over 90,000 polling staff. Then every station gets 2 agents, 1 in, 1 out, all the one a day. If you not allow them for votes, what will happen? Then we'll say, we not disenfranchise them. So, but we're not able to make many votes for all the elections because we don't make provision for parliamentary and local council elections. But what you can do for presidential elections, because in the national elections, now the whole country, they vote in a particular district, we allow them for votes. But you get procedure. You go to the last station, then they write your name by the register where you go vote, so that when they do the tallying, you will be accountable.
Dear Mr. George, na addendum. Sirena Ubadi, yeah. By the way, Chair not recognize me. We didn't follow trend. Sirena, my first day officially for start my second 5-year tenure as Electoral Commissioner for the Southern Region. Ola inform una, yeah. I took oath of office on Friday. And for me, when I get that information back, una be say I need to come. I don't come back. Now to the issue proper. One lady journalist raised a concern around the timing of this press conference. One assurance I want to give you is engaging with the public not only by holding press conferences. You know, there are different strategies of engagements. Who now will do the media, who know about journalism. Their engagements will be ongoing. In fact, they were more hectic after the elections. We engage with the opposition, All People's Party, All People's Congress political party now severally. Then come, they meet with the chairman, they meet with the commission. We engage with the international partners severally. They ask a lot of issues. And by the way, one thing we are observing go by the tripartite engagement, out of the 50 questions, 30 of the questions that we are asking are questions that we APC be asking before the election, during the election, and even after the elections. And we still continue back for answer those questions indeed. So I agree with you about the timing of this press conference. But for talk say will not be engaged with the public, we'll be to keep the public informed. In logic, we know they beg the question. We know they beg somebody for can we go court. They will come call me and say they don't can we go court. After the conduct of the elections, there were engagements. Nobody took us to court for say this election or so till I don't conduct, they not proper. So now that happened. But for say we not be absolutely get engagements, we are engaging with partners as and when issues be they emerge. Even the National Election Watch, them they come, they meet with, they ask on issues. We be they get back to them. We are consultative, we are engaging, and we are responsive. I just go at that part of it.
Thank you very much, Commissioner. Commissioner Kanu.
All right, yeah. I just want to come up with a small point now. You know, there is an adage we say proper planning will prevent problems. We joined the commission on the 13th of March 2023. Already there is a date for the elections. For Naya, inside this hall, now people they ask the leadership of this commission, they ask question, are you sure you're going to have election on June 24th, 2023? Yeah. It happened with all frankness. You had the economic introduction of this commission. You know, in pride is for one thing amongst you. Even I always don't have. Nobody talking in the clear chief. And he talked in the well. Even with the writer and the reader. Commissioner Guruma is from Putloko. I am from Zompoligi. She's a Limba. The mother, the father, they are Limbas, but she's born in Freetown. And she's representing the commission here in Freetown. The only Mende man who gets her herself, the only Mende man, now Commissioner Alpha, we born from Poligi back home. I didn't even say, we born now. You know, Konneh is a Mandinga. And this is the only country we all have with one sanity in Naya. And we all are aware, say, in the engineering process, the outcome can lead to a chaotic situation. Some of us don't witness war in this country. I don't want to repeat of that for the next generation. You know, what I try to say, when you not prepare for a situation, you know, and you want it, it makes it difficult for whosoever. Yeah. If the scribe of the APC was asking us here, are you sure you're going to have elections on June 24th? You know, what year they talk about games and other things like football. I remember the game most Serena Williams will play. We were in Peter mercilessly. She was so angry. You know, she cannot manage her emotions. And it's very like it happens to some parties in the past elections. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Kanu. Okay, now I think we will get the last set. So now it will be both ends, Andrew.
Mohamed Konneh, publisher, Capital Times newspaper. I'm back to introduce yourself. Don't walk into salon. And congratulations, Commissioner. Mr. Commissioner, the observers, okay, commissioners, the international observers raised a series of doubts on the outcome of the election, including the EU. They also raised doubt on the outcome of the election. And all the facts for this election are the data, starting from the registration onto the conduction of the election, onto the voting, the pronouncement of the presidents, the data that they issue, and then they bring this first fact. I go on for a small statement from the EU observation mission at Salon, waiting the tell me. Now I'm single at that time. It says several delays and shortcomings at key stages of the electoral process occurred and were not comprehensively explained to the public, reducing confidence in the process. Those included important steps in the voter registration process. Federal candidate lists for parliamentary elections were published late and contained numerous late release of tallying and results election certification procedure, a stress test, or a nationwide mock exercise of their results management system was not conducted, and there was no public information on the security safeguard of the results management system, a measure that could be helped defend political tension. I want to know if ECSL know about these statements, and if they know, will I ever respond to this? Thank you.
Yeah, Mina Alfred Kroma, reporter for Concord Times newspaper. We get tripartites because of the issues in the June 2023 elections. And also, for the first time, I stand to be corrected, projections of local observers, new to be specific, not correspond with the official results with ECSL put. We also get international observers who raise similar issues about the conduct of the election in June 2023. So putting all of this together, how would you assess the credibility, fairness, and transparency of the election? Thank you.
Isaac Unisa Kamara. My question here is still for the commissioner. He tell we see before this time, he talk now and say what will not be happen at that election, and this other election also. That is this disaggregated data. What I want know, una get am, but the law tell us you wanna not give out, or una not get am.
Considering Commissioner Konneh's statement that he expects political parties at this point in time to gather resources to be able to secure their votes, and I may want to ask, as a body that is established to conduct electoral processes in the country, is it that ECSL no longer has the power to secure votes of political parties in the country.
Okay.
Last one.
Thank you very much. Sayo again. Mr. Commissioner, I just want to describe a scenario because I think where elections can come, people are registered in various areas that people need to go vote. That's one sign of patriotism. Me go in your area in Palaba district, Kulos and Chikdom to be specific. During the course of the process, the electoral process, several ID cards, voter ID cards, were not commensurate with people already that the entire chiefdom self. The back of over 300, I had pictures of them, where then the call name, then the photo not relate to the person. Then they call person, he go, the photo not relate to you. So that they disenfranchise a lot of people. I want to know, one, we don't begin raise issues, say, we begin problem with the party system by that disqualification, how they call up for determining the voters there, whether it was right or not, whether that action they was deliberate for making us disenfranchise certain Sierra Leoneans then, and secondly, given that I don't begin to raise issue tripartite the recommendation. If they recommend say make una resign, una will resign.
Yeah.
Okay, what is the last one?
The last question here. Hello. Ibrahim Tanku once more, African 21 newspaper. We see the commissioners upon all this Komon start the process. We get 13 political parties there. SLPP no one all make us say agree for everything because on a statement no mention SLPP say they disagree. Everything concord, everything they agree because then they in the aim of affairs and that no one sell this house because everything opposition. So one know whether SLPP because a 13 contest. I will go observe the election critically. We're gonna give it pass maybe for background observe and make recommendations. So now that's the question. SAP agree with everything they wanna do.
Alright, thank you very much. I think we go on for this one person giving clients in the question we ask. The last second to last. Yeah, I'm talking about so we want to get some trouble. Yeah.
Concerning the Commissioner Konneh, if you try for 10 political parties and say let them get their resources so that then they will pay them, put in agents, we will secure them votes in the upcoming election. So now they respond to an angle say if they as commissioners not able to secure political parties votes.
All right, thank you. All right, thank you very much. So we will go over again to CEC and Commissioner. Yes, sir.
You see, I want to be very deliberate here for make we understand what in the tripartite mandate say. Say look into the electoral system for 2023 guided by events from 2007 upwards. I think that's the general focus. But it appears, and from this discussion, what again, even as journalists, nobody now ask any question about anything will happen 2007, 2012, 2018. We don't need for prove me right. So it shows that everybody in focus is only on the present. And if we focus on the present, you forget about what thing don't happen. And elections, would they say standard laws? For 5 elections, we don't establish standards. How would they manage the results? How would they do voter registration? And every election, we try for use the previous lessons we learned for improve on the other election. So the question is not only about the tripartite camp because of problems associated with just this election. Otherwise, they not before don't call the previous commissioners. If there have been problem, let me go back to say this. If we think say the result management system now just Mohamed Konneh can introduce them for 2023, no. The result management system where you say we develop with system, we receive result from police station, carry and go for go tally. It's not a system where even the international expert will be not get all the other elections. Now they help we for establishing. The only difference is for 2023 election, we say Sierra Leoneans, who have done here for 15, 20 years, let manage your own process. Government say they give 90%, they fund the election fully. So as a commission, the major thing when they talk about result management, the only thing will be one for introduce and before transmit result from the station to the center, where they kick against. So if we say that system, it be good, the elections were clean, credible, and transparent in 2007, in 2012. Now the same system we use for 2023. So let we get that perception back about what will happen before we get condemn what will happen in 2023. So the tripartite no count only for problems where we say emanate from the election, no. Problem in they don't happen. Otherwise, will not be for get court cases. Otherwise, will not be for the APC, not be for deny for congratulate. And the question is whether SLPP are happy about it. Maybe you need to watch some of the social media postings of SLPP bloggers there. Let's get your question. Let's get your question. Take for instance the Western Rural. Some of them will say Western Oba, and they're winning the election. So let's get your questions. They raise your issues. It's not only APC or SLPP. When we were doing the voter registration, SLPP raised a series of issues. They came here, we discussed. APC raised a series of issues. They came here, we discussed and clarified. But the bottom line is, we as the Electoral Commission, with responsibility, provide the space, follow the law, and we still have the mandate to ensure that whatever people's will, as demonstrated by the votes where they cast, it represents the results where they come out with. So in other words, now responsibility for guide people that vote until the time where they announce. And that's make we not give the result reconciliation, we not give ballot papers to political parties, we not even give them to police. Even when we use the security vehicles, we ensure say that we start for them hold that document there. So now we responsibility for count the results, enter and keep that record and process it. Why make the context at which we are the same? Political parties are for fair money, for be active and honest. Now for able support what will they come out with, or disagree what will they come out with evidence. Provide resources for make you deploy your staff there, because now that's we open. Now that's me we open the space. Otherwise, if I don't say let parties they stay in the office, who go do election, we can't count. Yeah. So if we don't give the space, like what we say, we deploy 90-something staff. We get the resources, we recruit them, and responsibility for count with what we recruit them for. So it is also your responsibility. We will create the space. Now that way we could say inclusive electoral processes. For let everybody play part of you. You get your responsibility, Mr. Give me your responsibility. At the end of the day, we all agree, say yes. So now that context they are the same. Let them say, play their role where you give them the accreditation for. And it's well in the act. You get party agents, you get accounting agents, where you're not agents for the pool. After the pool, you move to counting agents. That's your identity. We also give accreditation for them for let them name at the tally centers. Yeah, it's like we'll give you tally, we'll give you accreditation for go tally, you know go there, we say because you know the OTSFA. So in as much as you get responsibility for accredit you, it's your responsibility to be there. But you not being there, not go give you the permission, say, we'll not go do the right thing, we'll do the right thing. Yeah? I think there are some concerns when I talk about voter registration. Maybe the most talk about issue in the Western region, where Agowale Commissioner Western region talk about any other.
Voter registration, Western area. Western area we get series of issues there. One, I think I just don't mention now. We've been get bad behavior from so many people there. People would expect much from. Like the law very clear. You go come and identify somebody. Say this people know 18 years. And we go accept them. Place like upline, chief na for life. Western area, the village man, before now have been 4 years. Now they do 5 years. So you will see because now these two elections will be here for do, the village elections will be here for come before the general elections. You go see a situation where one village man will come with certain family member will not qualify for votes. They come and tell you say this person are 18 years. But when you check, the pikin not even reach 18 years, sometimes not even 16 years. For normally they register them, so you go add to the votes. And on top day, you get other one them where they come and they falsify documents them like the birth certificates, we even make arrests, several arrests. The birth certificates, we go meet one man, even they print the birth certificates at my house alongside the new currency where they be just released. So they may get for arrest them with the people them where we issue the birth certificates to. Not in our tap day. Fake school leaving certificates as well. So many school authorities them sit down, then they make fake school leaving certificates for picking them. They don't even mind the consequences because them picking their so now they add of them 3 years to the age or 2 years to the age. If they go to the civil register, so now the benefits come for picking with below that age, you don't qualify. So we go and center them like one side in the way one of the council or them come at the center. This speaking they come for can register. What in an age? The name where it is different. The age where it is, I they explain for the picking. At the end of the day, the picking and papa come call a different name. When the papa call different name, the council or the weekend. Now almost here the parent get your age, the council will get the age. We just bundle the all, we get them go central police station. So if you now be observed, you notice that at some point people then they come and say we they refuse for register first time voters. It not be true, and I believe so we issue a press statement on that day. The reason now because people then by all means may want to beat the system. And when they talk about credible elections, it begins with the data. If the voter register flawed, then the entire process is questionable. Because now waiting we don't register, who that say we register and then they can't vote. And this one tied with the civil register. So man equally maintain at the system. Then go register on the other side. Because the system not be linked, they not be no so we go pick them. When we go now for do the deduplication, where all political parties been there, all including the SLPP, the APC and all the other political parties, civil society organizations, now with at this center, we able for pick out them people and they young people in the moment already beat the system, we able for pick them out because we'll be able to get the raw data from NCRA, so we know so that we don't register them from school. And what it may fall in at the fact that they all be they qualify for votes between May and June, on the eve of June 24. So not in the January, now May, June, majority in the June 23. So we end up for pull them at the system. Then you get a situation where some people may they complain, say, oh, who's I register, also they may name for them. The reason for that they then do multiple registration. When you do multiple registration, the commission gets the power for retain one. So we dey delete one, then we left all the now 4 or 5 you don't do. We just say left one at the system. So you get the responsibility for fairly way. Now we they say disaggregated data. Somebody talk about disaggregated voter register. I want to make this very clear. We display the voter register. Now that name will make we end up for realizing some people their names them not fall na the centers them where they take. We put them up na some of the centers that will be get to wall for put them up. So now go on self in day. We also get a software where we make public people and they check the records them online. So this issue of voter registration and disaggregated voter register will not even publish them, not so true. And what we would expect equally so, journalists them most of we waiting at this room, except for few, most of we be the witness the press conferences. And at every stage of the process we they come and make public with observations, the actions the more we don't take, and waiting at the next step, and what would they require of now. So some of them things that way we even they ask questions, we for be bold enough for say, but me witness this. Yes, it even gets problems, and at the reason that they make them public. The voter register equally been done at the end. Final list of voters, it been done at the end. So how you say we not publish voter register? What is the definition of publication? Voter register, you get the soft copies. Every one of them, from Freetown to the last village. You get an you earn. So why you they say we not make them public, we not publish them? It is with you. And not only them print and give them party agents them when be what been done at the center. So then they use that for even check when people let they come. Oh yes, in name day, in face day. We even increase the font size, not so the normal size. So instead of 10 or sometimes 15 then at the voter register where we print give to we staff them, we make a I think I mean 10 midday. But it is so close that you didn't see the person wake up. So it's not ever possible say we disenfranchise anybody. Then we go defend any day, anywhere. It not ever happen and it not go ever happen. Everybody will present themselves for vote, voted on that day. They voted on that day. Thank you.
Yeah, I think the questions that we I take note of few. Somebody asked, was SLPP in agreement with all the election results? The answer is no. Like Chia did not say, even the mayor in Freetown, he challenged the result, but they self not gonna replace suicide for who. You know, what's happening? You know, we get on side for who. We know comfortable with the results. So the one we lose the mayoral election at Freetown, he not gonna suicide for who. Then somebody also asked us to, they say, if they're asking for resign, if we go resign, me na big no, I will not. I will not. So they left the rest to ask for Then somebody also asked, somebody asked, he said, if we get the disaggregated data, if we get her, That question, I will as well say, before I provide the answer, the yes answer is yes, but it's irrelevant. An entity like this, with sober-minded people like us, you telling us we do conduct an election, and we don't have this much talk about data, we have it. We have it. But if you want it from us, there are procedures. And it has not been the norm, it has not been the practice. Then somebody asked, new or ECSL, which is which? Well, you know, it is only ECSL that has the mandate to declare a winner of an election. So any other soul of Adam who must have done what he has done, it is left with him or her. That mandate is for ECSL. So I just want to give brief answers to this question. Thank you.
Okay. In fact, I will take exactly from Usai Commissioner Komon-Tok on somebody asked a question about the PRVT when new release. And honestly, I think one of the issues at these elections, but I think say that the way new representer, because in terms of ranking, the candidates are not different from the election results we produce. But if we look at the context, right, we get 11,820 polling stations. 832 polling stations. New, they do their sample on 700 polling stations, when about 6% of the total polling stations. But look at what the results say. What did they say? They say the SFP candidates then give them an upper limit of 53.1%. New, the PRVT. They give the SFP candidates an upper limit of 53.1%. This is the new their own PRVT. So we, the ECSL, we say the way the candidates get 56.1%, it's a difference of about 3%. Also, new, they give the APC candidates an upper limit of about 49.2%. Then give the APC candidates an upper limit of 49.2%. So what are they saying in terms of ranking the candidates? What we say ranking na position. What would they teach? Would they rank between them in the class? So in terms of the rank, right? The ranking don't change at all. And it's not supposed to be the same with the one we do a thorough job, we do over 11,000 polling stations, to the one we do only 700. But let me tell you that even the PRVT, it gets challenges well widely known all over the world. If you check them, even from USAID, the NDI, one of the challenges they will get, now forget, they say a sample may not be nationally representative. A sample may not be nationally representative. I know they say, now the case with Nina Salono, but these are widely reported challenges. Two, they can get inaccurate data. They self-liable for get inaccurate data. Somebody nine just day yanda they send. It's possible to say that person they can send inaccurate data. They self can get observer partisanship.
Of course.
Now most man them. You get observer partisanship. You don't go maybe not to all my go say an independent observer, right? They say PRVT may not account for ballots not for security forces. You remember how they talk about them about their people who vote for presidential, but they not likely vote for other elections because they're not there at the center outside their votes, and the data you know they take account of them one day. They don't take account of them at all. Now, Who say I want for end really now that there are stories of PRBT in other countries. I give you 2 examples. Now, countries that they use PRBT, a match with the final results with the Electoral Commission release, but at the end of the day, the Supreme Court overturned the election that day. And I quote, because I do some research on that. It says recent court decisions in Kenya and Malawi call into question the infallibility of PVRT as an accurate reflection of election results. The decision of courts in Kenya in 2017 and Malawi in 2020 where elections were clearly manipulated but not detected by PVRT systems deployed there lend credence to the possibility that PVRTs can be manipulated. I know they say that Nai happiness alone.
That's why you are breaking now.
No,
bring that example of what
are you with me?
Hey,
I am not saying that's the problem. Is there a problem in what I'm saying?
please allow the commissioner to finish.
I am always saying that in other countries it has happened. And the PVRT itself has challenges. I am not saying it is what's happening in Sierra Leone, but when we look at the PVRT, we have to look at the way it has been used in other countries. Not only rightly so, it has. If you have been following elections, you know it has happened in Malawi and it has happened in Kenya. Both of those elections, the PVRT were consistent with the election results, but the Supreme Court ended up overturning those election results. I'm just giving you an example, right? But overall, the ranking between the new and ECSL for me is consistent. The positions did not change, right? They did 700, we did 11,832. They said they got 53%, we said we got 56.1%. In my view, it should not have been a big problem because it's just a 3% difference, and we did more. They did only 6%. We did 100%. So on that basis, and because the PVRT itself is prone to the challenges I have already mentioned, so I think you can look at the two and they probably make your own conclusions, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Commissioner.
I want to take the cue from my colleague commissioners. The issue of asking commissioners for resign, not to a novelty. It started even before the conduct of the polls, the June elections will conduct. The APC, they write to you over 310. They say all for resign, including Chief Electoral Commissioner and Chairman. In fact, that meeting, na maybe una know na making chair PPLC meetings, the political parties liaison committee meetings. We make them very clear to them, say we know they resign. We know resign that time. We know they resign now. Me, they don't swear me in. I'm going to stay for another 5 years. By God in power, inshallah. This is a mandate. It's a constitutional mandate. We have not done anything wrong for warrant for resignation. So thank you very much, Commissioner Kanu, for the answer we give for that. Chair, know they resign. Neither any one of we. So no one, everybody begin to talk about one. I don't talk about for all. Thank you. We are not going to resign. Now, I want to bring you to the issue of a concern when one of the journalists they talk about the EU observers, or generally the concerns we come up about from observers on the doubts and outcome of the elections. Observers that get responsibility for make recommendations. And those recommendations will be based on what you call informed judgment. But one issue I want to make clear to you now as journalists, the more we stop for look at the conduct of elections now with African countries through the colonial lens, looking at the conduct of elections in our respective African countries through the colonial lens, we don't become of age as a country. In Sierra Leone now, we have moved from the stage of consolidation. We have gone to the point of deepening democracy. And now we are talking about maturation. The same EU observers we they quote, you get instances them, we will quote to you, we get time, but we're not going to give you now because of time. From 2007, 2012, 2018, where they commend the very good works of this commission. Most of the issues that will come out, they are very alarmist. They are inconsistent as theirs are inconsistent. So the idea of saying they raised doubt over the conduct of our elections is their judgment. But the proof of that lies with them, and they have not proven it. After the elections, then come back. They engage me. The senior bosses them in Brussels and elsewhere, they were here with us. They engage me similarly over a 2-hour engagement. All the questions, all the issues, they don't come up. And we don't want to be seen as victims of international conspiracy. But to a very large extent, it emerged. But we stood the test of time as a commission for address those issues. So I just want to assure you, see, all of the observers that they come over the years, just to come to see, we will not watch this lens from 2023 perspective. Take it backwards from 2007 to date. Then you get a clear picture of what has been happening. The game plan and how we succeeded in doing the right thing for this country. So I'll stop there and maybe colleagues will get something for ad. Maybe Chair said we want to say something.
All right, I think since we've come to the end of the questions, right? What?
Yeah, ID card.
Yeah, the man from Falaba. I think Commissioner don't answer. Yeah, not quite. Well, precisely the voter register will go with. All right. No, the voter register will send. Then the guiding law. Even if you go without voter ID card, you name it in that register. You dey vote. Now that's made. We'll make sure say if you go with card, you name not in that register will not be allow you for vote. If you go with card, you name not in the register. So we don't come to the end before the director close the curtain. I want to tell una thank you for una come. This is a relationship. Now like husband and wife. Now can go say it's sweet. And sometimes they can bitter. And the relationship that way they exist between the ECSL and political parties, or like the police and the drivers.
Husband and wife.
So without political parties, ECSL not they exist. Just like doctor, every day they pray for leprosy sick. Right now, you know the problem I get with my staff there. They say no by election because of the PR. Like by now, if not to be the PR system for not conduct about 10 vacancies. So these are the good things for 2023 we will appreciate. The PR system don't reduce the political tension. I may say today when they talk about 2023. If we be the Dubai elections, like that constituency election, they will affect the two parties. They're not a heavy member about the 2023. Yeah? Because for what we conduct 2018, all the argument are by election to by election. So we always go work with the political parties that they get this institution. Sometimes when we meet here, we can go to level 4, Oma they holler among themselves. Then we can level 1. So now that make us say the political party, the supporters, make us tell you directly. Wetin they talk na radio, wetin they talk na news, press conferences. Not so in with the talk where we meet na this hall. Many of them wey dey Kitimapi and Kenewi Konneh na thief na this. When we meet them meet up, na laugh we dey laugh. So I want make una know, una not make the commission as una target. We dey need to work within the law give we. And the rest assured we will continue for work with the political parties for ensure say we improve on the electoral system in this country. Yesterday, me and the Secretary General meet up na this weekend. The job, me said meet up na beach day. We said the job. As we meet up, he say you. Now he say now you picking this. He say okay, I know they talk. Now we laugh and pass. We'll meet up some of them. We want to college you go. Some of una wanna dey there political club then na Frobe College or wherever. Many of them wey dey APC na the white man club dem belong. Who say are they? Na they. So when we meet them meet up, yeah. When we meet up, I dey tell them say, hey, buddy, keep quiet. That you talk where they go talk now for you funded, now for your political party. So you go, you can hire, you get other political group there, student group there, where then one hire belong to.
You know, a black man.
So this basically I dey bring this for make we understand say Sierra Leone na normal we get, and we all related. Me woman na Creole na Christian, me na Muslim. But this woman are married to many man. But now we left the politics for mixed down with the culture, the tradition way this country known for, we not tolerant. I want a situation, if you left to me, maybe where the enemy time na I want for take one team man from Bombali, me in the campaign of this country, for bring the Mende and Tigni, divide together. This is the elephant in the room we no one talk about. The Mende and Tigni. If we able to come together, this country will be peaceful. So these are the things that the civil society for the talk to the political parties. Political party for look into inclusivity not only on whether they come out, whether they come out, but let them work on the issue where go bring all tribes at the table. So if we talk about law reforms, from where can I then they accuse me? I don't put anybody in there because not in me, or I not deny any opportunity for anybody because in our other tribe. You get what you deserve. So now begin to talk about this. It's a public discourse. These are issues we want to talk about. Honestly, I want for the stage. Who say me, na Mende Madingo, and the Timniman. This is something where they talk about. Recently, when I attend Umar Fufana in Dadi in 40 days, me and Amami Kamara, una all know Amami Kamara. Honorable, former honorable, a young generation or youth of APC leader. Now, me and also, we take photo. Now, that will be the talk about. Say, let's break this barrier. The Mende and Timni. We have to talk about this. If we don't talk about it, we get for be fooled by politicians. We get for be fooled by politicians. They will tell we say now because I come out. So I really want that we get this message. There are so many things we did for this election, which are positive, but nobody talks about it. Everything we talk about is aggregated data. So now make us say now let we introduce VR. But going forward, let we also force the political parties there for let them talk about inclusivity on regional, on tribal. You would like to see a situation if Namedeman are president, vice president in Niman, the AG in other tribe. These are the things that we have fixed. Civil society as a country will begin talk about as we talk about tripartite. For make we resign, now 12 months left for me. So I know they resign. Because I don't do anything wrong. And they done it man by God in power. Once life today, I done that. Yeah, because I not do anything wrong, and the commission they not do anything wrong for make somebody ask for make we resign. Salon, we come for work. I left, I mean they get more money. So I know we can do all this, then somebody just can't say enough for left. So tell you thank you. I not say this is a message overload, eh? You get for take some time for digest that. But thank you so much. And we'll continue for work with the media. Whenever you get any issue, this lady in charge of media, when I call her, I don't want anybody for call me. The one day when I go through and if you don't agree for something, now when I call him boss. Yeah? Thank you so much. Let God bless you all.
Thank you very much, Commissioner, Chief Electoral Commissioner. All is patience, sit down small. I want people all to say, he says not to really make the law. They don't really make the law if they will for comply with the law. So on that note, the media will also get usual as chair and commissioner. Now go down to the media department, Mr. Kamu.
This is a different kind of energy. That's game energy. With malt, ginseng, and vitamins.